Well, what's up, guys? We are back with the Nerd Shack, and we are just going to go over some of our numbers this video, talk about where we started, where we're at now. We are coming up in 2 weeks. We'll be 90 days into 3 months into reselling full time, and 1 week until quarter 3 ends and quarter 4 begins. From what we understand is quarter 4 sales pick up, so we're not quite sure if our last month has been one of our best months or our best month, and we're not quite sure if we're just better at picking out items as we've learned, or if it's because of that quarter 4 picking up. As we kind of mentioned, the first month doesn't count too much because it was all of his stuff that we knew was going to sell. Pokemon games, mainly Pokemon games. That's kind of set aside. So now we're kind of getting into our sales. August was the August, right? Yeah, July we started. August was the first month where we had some money coming in, so we were able to kind of go out and spend some money on new inventory, and it was definitely a learning curve. We picked up a lot of duds. We picked up some stuff still in our store today. But on the other side, we picked up some really good things as well, and we're really learning what sells more quickly. For instance, there's one vacuum piece, it's a Shark vacuum piece. I'll post a picture here. It is something that I will probably, at least for right now, always pick up as soon as I find it, because its sell-through rate is, every time I pick it up, it goes for about $35-$40, and it sells within a day. We're getting good at understanding brands, finding other people's hiding spots in the stores.
So as she said, we started with $0 pretty much from the bottom, no money in our savings, nothing, debt, all of that. Pretty much we had bills to pay and everything else going on with 3 kids, 2 dogs, a cat, and a fish that won't ever disappear. So starting it, we sold off mostly all of my stuff that had money. So July, we did really good. I already knew it had money. I've known it for years. I've had it for 20 something years for most of it. We ended up selling 40 items, which brought in about $1,700 worth of sales, which we got a net out of that about $1,100. Not terrible, but having bills to pay, the only thing we don't have to worry about is a mortgage, but we have a car payment, phone bills, electricity, internet, food, all of that stuff. So not a lot, but we do have money coming in from babysitting our nephews. I also donate plasma all the time. So we have other bits of money come in to help balance it out. But all of the money that we got, we tried paying bills and finding new stuff to flip. So August is really when we actually got money to spend. Like in the last video, it was September 8th. About 2 months in, we had only spent about $250 from basically July 8th that we got started selling to September 8th by then. And in August, we sold about $1,100 ish of stuff, but we only netted about $600. But we did end up selling a little bit more items that month, but not too much from anything that we could actually find in source to flip. A lot of it was Pokemon cards. We ended up buying a lot of Pokemon cards during that time. Looking at all the numbers, all in July, our average sale price for items was about $42. Going forward, it's about 22 because a lot of the cards were $1, $2, and we could sell 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, so I kind of touched base in the last video as well. Pokemon cards, it's a whole different category, a whole different
Yeah, we're trying to keep them separate, but on eBay, their numbers all together.
Yeah, so if you're doing, everything reseller, our numbers might be a little bit skewed from what you might find on average, because we are also doing the Pokemon cards, and yes, there are some Pokemon cards that we sell for $1.50, if not less. So,
but between the stuff of mine that hasn't sold and the stuff that we bought, we found roughly $3,000 worth of stuff put it into the store, and that is also included with the Pokemon cards and everything else. September was really the first month where we had big sales and stuff that wasn't Pokemon cards. We were able to go out. We spent about $300, maybe 400 ish in September this month from money, and we were able to. It's not even the end of the month. This is what, the 25th, and these numbers are all from, what day did I end up taking them? All from the 23rd. We've been able to make about $1,500 in sales. We've sold more, and we've been able to net about $1,000. And since this was taken, we've sold, I already know, like another $200 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And we were able to find another $500-600 worth of items to put into the store since just the other day.
Yeah, so we got to go to a bigger city near us for an appointment up there. And we went to some of the bigger Goodwills that they had up there, and we ended up finding a lot of good items. As I mentioned, I actually ended up finding the Shark vacuum piece there that just picked it up yesterday, already sold. Yeah, we found a lot of good items.
Yeah, so we're sitting for our almost 3 months time. We're sitting at about $4,500 worth of sales, which we've been able to keep about 2,700, something like that. We've had to pay about, what is this, about $1,500 in like sale or eBay fees, shipping, all of that. So I think when we averaged it out, we're close to about $900 a month that we've been able to net, which we've been able to turn around to buy more things. I think our store's sitting about $6,000. Yeah, dollars for it, with about 312 items right now, which we have 20 or 30 things sitting in our piles waiting to go up. So it's going up slowly.
Mm-hmm. Also, the other big thing that, like I said, I don't know if it's just Q4 coming up. I don't know if we're just getting at better sourcing or if it is a combination of all of that. What I've also noticed from other resellers is that there's about, on average, like a 3-month turnaround rate for most items. So we're approaching that 3 month, and I definitely can say there's quite a few items that we posted about the beginning about 3 months ago that are now selling. I feel like it's just a combination of Q4 coming up, getting better at sourcing, and then also that 3-month turnaround rate that seems about average for resellers.
Yes, and we're finding more items. We're figuring out when our stores restock their items, which for us, for our Goodwills and stuff, it seems like it's Thursday and Friday. It seems like those 2 days they actually put new items out, and then they let the weekend go, and maybe Monday they put something, and then the rest of the week it's just, there it is. But it's also slower in our towns for summertime, wintertime, the population blooms, so they might be putting out more stuff soon.
That's another thing, yes, as winter approaches, there's going to be a lot more things coming in likely. There's already garage sales around us are picking up. There's at least 1 or 2 garage sales every single weekend at this moment. So garage sales are picking up. Hopefully we'll be able to source there.
We have still your mountain of clothes to go through.
Yeah, we do have my mountain clothes.
Yes, and besides this, we've tried Facebook Marketplace, but we're waiting till winter for a lot of the furniture that we already have that's been in storage. We were able to sell her old Honda Civic to at least help with some of it in August, I think. But we've also had to plan for birthday parties, and we've also had, the kids had to go to the hospital for their own issues, and our dog, not this one, the one that's on the ground over here, he had to have leg surgery, so we had to take about a week off to go deal with him. But otherwise, I feel like we're doing good.
Yeah, so we've had a couple snags here and there with surgeries and appointments for kids and getting kids into school.
You're gonna have to make a big cut right
That's
here.
okay. I don't know what to say next. So something big that we started doing too that I feel like might have increased our sales is on the weekends. Usually on the weekends, or when we can, we usually put stuff up for sale. We run sales on the weekends, which seems to help, I feel like.
Yeah, see, we usually Friday to Sunday, everything's 10% off. We might change it a little bit and tweak it, but everything's We usually do about 10% off for the weekend. We majority of our sales throughout the whole week come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and then usually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday it's just dead. There's usually no sales, or there might be one or two things.
I know last weekend we made like 400 last weekend.
Yeah, about 400.
Yeah, we made about $400 last weekend, and yeah, then it's just been like the week's just been kind of dead, and then over the weekend.
Well, even with the week dead, I think we're sitting at about $50 currently a day, at least throughout the week. And then on the weekends, it's usually about $100, $200 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the rest of the days. However, that math works out for an average for the week, though.
As I mentioned, just getting better at sourcing in general. I actually found a spot that someone was hiding. So, and I don't know why they hide them. I imagine sometimes they're waiting for tag sales. Goodwill does
At the very least, ours
50%
does
off.
every
Yeah.
Thursday. They switch the tag for the week for whatever items they could be, which I know there's a couple things for like our house that we're waiting on. If they go on sale, we're 50% off. They're worth buying, but currently full price for what they want, no.
Yeah, so I don't know if people just put them up there waiting for tag sales or if they just put them up there to come back later. I don't know if it's a worker who works at Goodwill, but I found two cameras. I found a bag. I didn't look up the bag. The bag itself was like $30. I imagine being priced at $30 at a Goodwill. It was probably a good one. I didn't look it up though. The two cameras that I found, one was an ELF camera, uh, Canon ELF, really nice camera. I picked it up for $12 and I ended up selling it for 80. And then the other camera, it's there's two there's two models of the same camera, and first glance you think it's this other model, and the model of the camera is like $150 or something. But the one that I had found, or the one that someone else had found and hid, wasn't that $150 model. It would ended up being like a $20 model. But yeah, they were just under a bunch of like junk toys, and I don't say that they were under toys that like were destroyed, absolutely just destroyed. So I think someone was just trying to kind of hoping no one was going to go digging in there. I always look to see if I can find a diamond in the rough, and I did.
Yes, in our town, from what I've been able to see just looking around at people, there are a lot of people that are reselling, and you see them on their phones looking on eBay. I haven't seen anybody doing anything for Amazon or anything like that. It all seems like eBay. And most of them, they've been good. They mind their own business. I've seen several of them put stuff away, but there's a lot that just leave it everywhere, and it's frustrating because you go over to like the furniture section and you just see DVDs and vacuum cleaner pieces or glasses and books just all over the place that they just left like their pile of stuff.
Yeah.
There was just what was it today? I tried going to Goodwill, and there was a couple that they were looking up pretty much every item they were, but then they were hoarding the aisle that they were in, the little section they were in, and they weren't letting anybody go past. I didn't attempt to because I already saw somebody else try to, and they would not let this person go through at all or even get into the section. And they already had two carts filled. They basically took their carts and they just blocked it off so couldn't get in there, and they were just going through each item individually.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do so you're not doing that.
Well, they made it very clear they weren't moving their cars. They wanted to have their time just to go through. I think they were over in like the glasses and that area at the time, and they just wanted to sit there and look up each item individually as they went through, and didn't want anybody else to come and steal that nice gold piece that they would find. They wanted to pretty much keep it all for themselves. I know I picked up CenturyLink Wi-Fi tower, and I walked away, and I could tell that they were upset because that was the next section we were going. But yeah, don't hog the aisle. Like, it's fair game. If that person grabs the piece first that you were and you weren't looking at it at the time, that's on them. Like I tell my wife, if you find something and you don't know what it is and you don't want to look it up, then just put it in your cart, look it up later. I grab 5 or 6 like glasses, remotes, stuff. I grab it all the time. I put it in the cart. I'll go off. I'll find a little section, look up everything individually, separate them, and then I go back and put the stuff that isn't worth it.
Yeah, and then as I kind of mentioned, as you go and as you learn more about the brands and the items, you usually get pretty good about just first glance, kind of knowing what is worth looking up, what's not.
There's some things where if you just need items, I found glasses, majority of them, 99 cents. At least at our Goodwill, you can return the items you don't want. If you just grab 10 glasses and you take them home and you're like, oh, only two of these are worth it, you take them back. They'll give you your money back on a card for you to go and buy new stuff. We've done that many times for many different items.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You actually picked up that. He actually picked up a really good pair. Mao, what are
I don't remember.
something? I'll put a picture here, but he picked up a really good pair of glasses, and they sold quick
Yeah, I
within
had
like a day or two, huh?
within 2 days.
Yeah.
They would have sold in like 8 hours if I would have just took an offer and I chose not to.
Well, it was good because you ended up selling them for more.
Well, they ended up selling on sale for the weekend for the price that the person offered me.
Oh, my bad. That's
But
fine.
yeah, glasses, I mean, for 99 cents for majority of them, they most of them are garbage, but I've found some for 20, 30, even 50, $60 for 99 cents. But then you find those pairs where they put like a $5 sticker on them and you're like, these are worth like $2.
Yeah,
So,
you have to be, you do want to look up, shark pieces, for instance. Someone said, oh, shark pieces. So I've always picked up shark and Bissell.
yeah, we have a
Or Shark
lot
and
of vacuum
Dyson.
clean pieces.
Shark and Dyson was something that we were told, and Bissell, things like that. And
Your printer ink.
printer ink. My printer ink is still good.
Yeah, what about all the other pieces that are sitting back there?
They'll sell. They'll sell
Yeah, at some point.
at some point, but they will sell.
But yes, hopefully in the next 2 weeks for we're gonna figure out get onto Amazon because we've come across a lot of things. We have
Yes.
totes of VHS tapes and everything, and from what we've been told and what we've seen, they do better over there. So we're gonna try that. We're also trying to get on TCG Player for the Pokemon cards and stuff. Maybe be able to separate them a little bit easier, especially the lower value cards.
Yes, I definitely can tell that. Yeah, our $20 average for sold price is definitely because of the many cards that we've sold for like $1.
Yep, but they're selling.
They are selling. That is true. They are selling.
Yeah, and to repeat people too, they just keep coming back.
It's really nice whenever you see repeat buyer right there.
Yeah, so if you want to stay with us on this journey and everything, we're trying to put out more videos. We have a second channel that does the Pokemon cards more in depth and opening and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This channel kind of got put on the back end because we had to deal with the dog surgery and all that, which thankfully we find a place across the border here in Mexico that was able to do it, but still cost $4,000 for that. And he still has to have a second leg surgery, so trying to figure out all of that, but we have to wait. And then other stuff for our other kids.
Yeah, it's been a long few weeks or long couple months, but hopefully we'll be able to really hone in on this reselling and YouTube and everything so that we
Life was
can.
going pretty great. I was healing, kids started school, Kyrie stopped crying. Then I noticed a bruise on my daughter's chest, so I took her to the doctor. And the doctor said, that's not a bruise, that's a vascular malformation. So we had appointment after appointment after appointment for an entire week. And then we were told, it's cool, we can wait a month. So I was like, phew, relax time. Nope, I was wrong. My other daughter had symptoms, so I took her to the doctor. And the doctor said, mother's intuition was correct. She might have a kidney mass. And we were like, oh, great. So then we were going doctor appointment, doctor appointment, doctor appointment. And now we're waiting. And as we were waiting, my dog started limping. And we were like, that's concerning limp. So we took him to the vet. And then we found out that he needed 2 surgeries. So if the next few months, we have a surgery for Kyrie, surgery for Kaylee, and 2 surgeries for brothers. We are drowning. Any help would be greatly appreciated. We have a GoFundMe, thoughts, good vibes, prayers, anything. We will be forever thankful for you. I can also crochet you a dog if you're close enough. I use secondhand yarn. I'm a new crocheter, and all of them are unique. Thank you.
It's been kind of nice to be home so that we can deal with all of this.
Yeah, so in the description, there is a GoFundMe if you want to help for the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everything. He's only 8 and he's the sweetest dog ever. He's so kind. And we don't know what he did. He tore his ACL in both legs over summer,
Yeah.
and we thought it was a sprain. So now we're getting him the help he needs. He's had surgery. He's doing great. He's got the cone of shame on for 1 more week right now.
Yeah.
And then about after Halloween, he gets to go in for the second surgery and everything. Thankfully, my mother's been able to help pay, but we got to pay her back at some point because who really has $8,000 just lying around?
Yeah, so we have the GoFundMe set up for getting his surgeries done, and then also we have to go up to Phoenix for
And we got to travel about 3 hours one way
oh,
driving.
yeah, we have to travel out of town for our both of our daughters. They have to go to the children's hospital out of town for some issues that they have as well. So the GoFundMe is kind of just to fund all of these extra expenses that we were not expecting
But
at all. These everything kind of came. We found one thing out after another, all within like a 2 week span.
yeah, pretty much the last video came out. We took the
Yeah,
dog into the vet. We found out he needed surgery. Found out the kids had their own things.
yeah.
If you choose to help,
Then
it's great, but it's just there.
yeah,
Uh, but if we'll probably give updates throughout on this channel more than the Pokemon channel for what's going on. This
yeah.
one we're hoping to make just the main channel for everything. Hopefully at our 2 month mark, August or no October
3 months.
7th, yeah, 3 months. We're gonna get all of our numbers together so that we can give you guys a better picture of our entire 90 days, money spent, all of that stuff, how much we made, and pretty much where we're at.
Yep, and just continue giving insights and tips and things that we learn along the way as well.
Yes, if you do go out there, then just be respectful of everyone. There was one person who put their 10-year-old kid who was way too big to be in the cart, causing a bunch of chaos. And thankfully, I wasn't in there long, but the employees were not happy. They're all high school students, young people. They might be some older. They don't want to be there just as much as the kids. Just be nice and respectful to them. And
Yeah.
all the other people, all the other resellers, everybody's out there doing their own thing and there for a reason.
And there's plenty of inventory to go around.
Yep, if there's nothing there at the store, we've gone several times, there's nothing there, just go to the next one, count your losses. There's plenty of stuff. Yard sales, Facebook Marketplace, other thrift stores.
Facebook groups for freebies. Um, Same thing though, try and be respectful, try and save the more needed things for people who need them, but less needed things, I guess.
Yeah,
So
just
a lot of the times there'll be like baby items and diapers, things like that. I don't ever pick those things up because that's not, save those for someone in need. But there was that huge clothing haul, and the lady was just like, there's a random assortment of clothes. And I just kind of picked that up because.
yep. So our link to our eBay, GoFundMe, anything else that we have is going to be in the description below, and we will see you in the next video.
Yep. Thank you for watching.